So what we've got with this ruler, so it's a 12.5-inch square ruler. So if you're doing any squares, any rectangles, squaring off quilts, you know, so if you've got, seconds, get that on, just say that's our quilt there, and you're lining it up. You've got all of your markings on here to do that, all of your straight cutting. But the other great thing about this ruler is that it folds in half, and there's actually extra lines on the ruler for another purpose, which I'm going to show you. So this here on this side, you see we've got a clear side. If I open that back up again, you see we've got a clear side and we've got a pink side. If we turn it to the pink side, we can see that we've actually now got white dash lines on here with the numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've also got down the left hand side, still in the blue, is the one up to 12, but it's actually 12.5 at the tip. So what these centre lines are here, and I'll show you how we do it, is this helps you make accurate half square triangles. And what it's doing is it's telling you, so say the number 2 here, it's telling us there, if we've got a 2-inch strip, we can then make the half square triangle with that. So let's do that first before I go to the other side, which is quarter square triangles. So I'm going to take our fabric, and the first thing I want to do is cut a strip. So let's cut that 2-inch strip. Tell you what, let's go for 4, make it bigger. So the first thing I'm going to do is straighten up my fabric. So as you can see, I've opened my ruler back out because I'm just going to do straight cutting. And I'm going to line up one of the grid lines here. Your hand firmly on there, and you're just cutting through. Now I've cut through 8 layers of fabric there, no problem. So I've got that straight edge. I'm now going to flip that over, and I'm going to do a 4-inch strip. So on the ruler, on this point, on the clear side, it starts at 1 and 1. So I'm left-handed, so I bring my ruler in from the right. So if you were right-handed, you would bring it in from the left. So I'm going along to the 4 mark on here, and I'm ignoring those white dash lines because that's for your triangles, not for your straight cutting. So I've got a 4-inch strip, and if you come to move your hand up the ruler rather than stretching, I'm sitting down here, but if you feel more comfortable standing up. So I've now got a 4-inch strip of fabric. Okay. And now we're going to do those half square triangles. So I've folded the ruler back over to the pink side. Let's say we've got the clear side underneath. And the first thing we're going to notice is we've got this little tip here. If you can see it, there's a little blue, it might look black on the screen, a little triangle on there. So that's quite important when you're lining up your strip. So what I'm going to do is I'm lining up. So we've got a 4-inch strip here. So I'm going along a 4-inch line here. I'm going to line that up along the bottom of my fabric. And what you'll see is that there just hangs over the top of your fabric. So that's correct. So you can see that nicely there. That's correct. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut out this triangle. Okay, so that's that side. Now because I'm left-handed again, I'm going to turn it. Now what you can do if you've got enough room is move your mat, or if you're using a smaller mat. But always do it so it's comfortable, so you're never cutting anything that's going to, you know, cause injury. So now there's no harm, as you see, I've turned this ruler upside down. That's absolutely fine. Again, you're lining back up with that straight edge. And that little bit there just overhangs on the edge. And then I'm just going to cut that up. There we go. And then what you can see here, so we can see there, so we've got the point here, and we've got that straight edge at the top there. Now the reason for that straight edge is when you're joining your pieces together, if I put the two there opposite, So what it does is, if you're sewing just 2 half square triangles together, you're going to line them up like that, and what that does, it helps you line up your points. It helps you also get your 1/4 inch seam all the way down, and then when you open it up, it then joins for your square. So that's your half square triangles. So the other thing that this ruler does is 1/4 square triangles. So this is where we look at the clear side of the plate. So we've looked at the pink. Again, I'm just going to flip that over so you can see the marks. And this time, if we look at this one, we've got those pink 1 to 12.5 to the end, and 1 to 12.5, which forms your normal square grid. And then we've got, this time we've got blue dashed lines with a 2, a 3, a 4, etc. up to 8. And we've got a little tiny triangle at the top. And again, just how we've gone there making the half square triangles, it's along those similar lines of how we do it. So we've already got that 4-inch strip, so let's cut some of those. So I'm going to fold the ruler back. So this time we're going to place it over, and because we've already got that edge there from when we cut the other ones, if not, you can cut a fresh edge so it's neat. So what we're going to do is take the 4 here, and we're lining this up along the bottom of the strip. We're lining this side up flush, and then that little triangle, again like with the half square triangles, it just hangs over the edge, and that'll again help us line it up, and it'll get rid of the dog ears. So we're going to cut along there, and now we've got our 1/4 inch triangles. And just to explain the difference between half square triangles and 1/4 square triangles, I'll grab one of those half square triangles. So with a half square triangle, the way it's cut, you've got your warp and your weft of your fabric, so they're the tighter elements of your fabric. But then if on the diagonal when it's cut, that's the bias, so that's the stretchy bit. So when you sew 2 together, you basically sew 2 stretchy bits together, and then your outside block is all straight edges, which helps keep your blocks, give them shape. With the 1/4 square triangle, that's cut differently, where you're cutting 2 sides on the bias. So if I stretch there and stretch there, but then that one doesn't stretch. So again, you're sewing all your stretchy sides, if you like, together. But what it does, again, it gives you that solid form. And then the last thing what you can do is also make flying geese units, which are made up of a 1/4 square triangle and 2 half square triangles. So if we pop those on, there you go. And then what it is, because you've got those flat edges there, again, you'd sew 1 at a time, so you'd match your point up here, and then that level edge helps you line that up to get it flush and get your 1/4 inch, and then that's going to go there. And then when you sew your other one on, again, that helps you get it lined up to get those points perfect. And that is how to use our folding 12.5 inch ruler.